Here we go. Another show. Another game. This time it's about a briefcase and stuff. Do do. Do do do. Hello. Hey. Hi. So this is me in the middle of a full panic attack. Looks kind of regular, doesn't it? Anyway, what does that mean? Let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, I guess why we're not playing Dragon Fighters right now is, one, I don't know. You put a lot of stuff on your plate, and you're just like, look at me, my plate is full. Yay, but then you're like, I gotta finish everything on this plate, or I have to finish some of these things before I can get to some of these other things, and then you start to feel anxious and crazy, and, but then you have something fun, which is, one of the things to do is literally like, hey, play some video games and make some videos, and that's part of your workday. And I'm at work right now, like I'm at home, but my office is right there. I mean, technically it's here now, I guess, because it's my computer and I moved it, but desk. So, I don't know. Well, this is some hard to talk when you're having a panic attack. But here we go. Oh, snaps. So whatever, try to do things. I already know that I can't do a live Twitch stream from home, which would be amazing. Like, my life would be perfect if I could just leave the house a little bit less. And I do like when I... Hand signals. None of them mean anything, because I was just moving my hands. But yeah, I can't stream or whatever, but I do have good enough internet that I can still, communicate with work. 90% of my job these days is just having access to the internet, emailing, and doing stuff to files, uploading, downloading, etc. So... This stopped working all of a sudden. Anyway, I will fix this. See, just, this is exactly what I'm talking about, I guess. Oh, come on. Just work, please. It's not complicated. It's just 3 buttons, press them. And then the thing does the thing. And then the thing does the thing. And then you're trying to record, but the thing isn't doing the thing. Restart this. And then I'll see if I can get this thing to do the thing. I know you can see it. I can see you seeing it. Can you see me getting ready to explode? Because I am. I really am. So, I guess... Let's look at this image for a minute. And no cool 8-bit music in the background. But I'll get a game going in a second. Things are reloading and doing things. So there we go. That's my desktop. So I go to my computer, like, there's supposed to be a snowstorm or an ice storm or whatever it is we get nowadays, and whatever. So I'm already at home. The car is gone. Thanks to adult things in the world, I got a bunch of that stuff to deal with, and whatever. On top of that, I just like, if I could just sit down and do my work, no big deal. It just means checking some emails, telling some people some things, but also playing a game that requires me access to the internet. But just the internet just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. But then my phone would be like, ba-ding, you have an email. Okay, cool, show it to me. Can't. I can't get that much internet. I can get enough to tell you that there is an email, but beyond that, you're just cut off. You're cut off unless you want to pick up the phone and call somebody. But that's crazy talk. So I did text somebody, just like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I tried to write a couple emails, but they're just not going anywhere, but maybe some of them are. No idea. My internet seems to be in and out, and whatever. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'll start doing some designs later on after I record some stuff. And whatever. Just fool around with the internet forever and just get more agitated because just like that's all I need. I just need the computer and the internet to work, and then I can do my day. I don't. Everything should be fine. You know, aside from all the other things I've piled up on the plate that I'm just like, oh, I'm pretty stuffed. Like I'd like to just take a nap after this stuff, but I'll get to that stuff tonight too, and whatever. Like then the next stuff the next night, and then Friday should be clear, and then do some stuff on the weekend. No big deal, no fear. You make a list, you figure things out. It's not that crazy. Again, like I went to therapy. I talked to the guy, and he was like, "You realize you're getting this, right?" Like, yeah. Like you just keep coming in and basically tell me the story of how you reached one of these anxious moments, and then figured out how to do it based on the notes that I've given you and the this and the that. It's just like, yeah, yeah, it's great. All right, cool. Do you want to like stop coming here? Cause there's people with real difficult problems, and yours are like, I get nervous sometimes, and I gotta go play video games on the internet because my boss told me to, and when I don't do it, he's like, hey, did you do that episode? I want a few more episodes. Like, really? Because that's kind of the best thing to do in the world, even though I'm not even playing anything right now. Like I said, messing around with the internet forever. So realized that in the next room over, my best friend in the whole world is uploading. She's uploading some files to the Google Drives, and here's what friends don't do. Friends don't cancel other friends' uploads. I don't know how her computer has decided that nobody gets to use any more internet while this is uploading, because that's never happened. Our upload speed is like super slow and takes forever. But our download speed is normal, and they kind of like don't usually interfere with each other too much. Oddly enough, though, when I looked at her computer, it was uploading like faster than I've ever seen a computer in this house upload ever, and I'm like, what's going on? So if I pause hers, I can't even play this game. What is going on right now? I legitimately don't know what I'm gonna play. I don't have any offline games on this iPad. I don't know, maybe Clash Royale can have some offline fun. What a weird day. So forever, whatever, doing whatever I can, then figure out like, okay, cool, like this is all I have to do is just wait for this incredibly, impossibly fast upload to finish uploading, and or cancel it and do whatever I feel like doing. But like I said, a real friend doesn't dump somebody's upload, especially when it is going to take a long time, and it's like probably wherever she is. Be great to get those files, and all I'm trying to do is play some games. I don't know why it's so hard to play some games. My Momo, worst episode ever. This is like 8 minutes, and I still have not played a game yet. I can't believe the other one would partially load and then fatal error me. Why? What's going on? Like, what's going on, man? So there's that part is awesome. I don't know. This is Ultimate Briefcase, the Super Briefcase 2 or something. I didn't know it was a sequel. I really want to go find the first one now. But it's like, I don't know, I say this about most games, it's beautiful. I love this like 8 or 16-bit style, and it's just, it sounds fantastic, and just looks amazing, and it's really fun. It is one of those, like, you just keep going for as long as you can, avoid getting hit by bombs. You can get power-ups that keep showing up. Action number 1. There's a sprite argument. Incorrect type. There's a big sprite fight going on in here, and that is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. I'm gonna see if I can stream the other iPad. That's got some stuff on it. Siri, Can you stream things better? I'm not connected to the internet very fast, so I can't do anything, and I'm stupid. Is Siri's answer to everything. Alright, so we're just having a good old-fashioned game of turn on a device of some kind and make it work the way it normally works every other day of the week. But I hate to be part of the problem, but things that just require the internet in order to work are crazy in a world where we don't just require the internet to be everywhere in order for our lives to work. I'm looking at this. Okay, I got these. If I can stream, if you will AirPlay, and oh snaps, and then we'll turn this one off. All right, we're gonna play some old ass games that I made. Let's talk a little more about me, shall we? Let's just have story time with Curtis today. That's what we're gonna do. That's what Mike likes. So let's hunker down and give Mike what he really, really wants. What he really, really wants is to zig a zig. So a long time ago in a galaxy here, actually pretty much the next room over, used to be my room. Mike showed up and was like, "Hey, I'm going to start a company. Will you be the other part of that company?" And I was like, "You're crazy. Stop being crazy. I just started drinking fruit and vegetable smoothies. I've already changed my life irrevocably, irrechangeably." So he was like, "No, don't be crazy. Look at all the charts and graphs I have researched. I know what I'm doing. We can do this. I know the people, funding, etc." And all the words were basically sensical in some way. So I started making things and doing things, and we had like real programmers and real artists doing things, while I would just be like, "I'm just going to take a game maker program and try and see what I can do. Like, I'm just going to try and figure out what it is that goes into a game," because these guys would be talking and I'm just like, I made a terrible mistake, guys. Either, again, like, I quit or I'm fired because I don't know what's going on right now. I gotta figure some stuff out. Like, what are we doing? What's an RPG now? So, I went home and I just started making games. Like, this is how I think they work. And eventually, starting to realize, like, oh, programming is insane. Like, just beyond insane. Even within these simple programs, it's like, hey, we've basically laid it out for you so you can drag and drop. But then you just have to kind of figure out what comes first, what comes next. If that thing is there, but you don't want it there when this other thing is, then make sure they both know that by telling them to be that thing. And what? Alright, so when I was doing that, like, I started thinking crazy, like, just overthinking anything even more than ever possible. But I did manage to make a few things. Mike is good friends with a whole entire band called the Mellow Grove Band. And they love 8-bit Mega Man styled artwork. And a long, long time ago, Mike just did some drawings for them of the guys as like kind of Mega Man characters. And then they were releasing this new album, and Mike was like, "Hey, you like these guys? Like, yeah, they seem awesome. How hard do you think it would be to reskin one of the things I was already working on, which is just a simple runner? Like, you just run and jump over things, collect some kind of coin, and if I can figure it out, use those coins to buy new costumes? Let's see what happens." So I did, and Mike was like, "Yeah, do that. That sounds great. Here are my old designs. Redo them, make them better. Done. I'll do that." And just, meet the guys. Here you go. Like, talk to them, and that's cool. So away I went. Oh, also, do it in like a week. Excellent, because, yeah, they're releasing an album. I want to just get it done now. Okay, I'll do everything in my whole life in 1 week, and it's been 1 week since I did this thing, or well, that I took to do this thing. Maybe a few days after that to try and revise and do a little bit of polish. Again, I don't know how to make video games. This is probably like the 4th or 5th one I did. Some of them just didn't work at all. But the best part was reaching out to Michael of the band and being like, I'm gonna make this. Do these designs look cool? Yeah, I'll run them by the band. Whatever, this other guy would rather have like a blue shirt or a green shirt or something, or he shaved his beard. Something changed, no big deal. Took 2 seconds, it's 8-bit art. Done. So, he was like, oh, would you like it if I don't know, would it be weird for me to make like an 8-bit version of one of our hit songs from our album? That doesn't seem weird at all. That seems like work for you. That would be amazing for me to have, not even in the game, just in my life. And he was like, cool, I'll get on that. And in no time at all, here you go, did the whole entire song, which is playing in the background here. And it's amazing when I don't know, when I listen to the real song and then come back to listen to this, it's just like, oh, wow, I can, I don't know, hear the whole band somehow in these little digital bits and bytes now, because I can't believe I just said digital bits and bytes. And these 8-bit oops, that's much more scientific. Worst at this ever. So anyway, we got Jason, Darcy, and Brian. Then we got costumes, so we got Mega Mike, and then we got Jason the Elf, then we got Darcy Kong, and Super Brian. I never did bother to finish. I played this 1,000 times and restarted it 1,000 times, like I do all my games, and that's what you do. I don't know, that's what I do with Dragon Fighters, Dungeon Wars all day long, is start over again. So I'm gonna go with Mike, and like I said, it's a pretty simple runner. Because I based it on Mega Man 3 art, where he has the slide, I had to put the slide in there, and also make it warranted, so there are some things that you can slide under if you choose, not to jump. And of course, like most games, you can jump, and then, you can die. But then you can, in midair, jump again, as most human beings can do, based on every video game. Then based on how far you made it, or, yeah, your distance, you get like some sort of record to put on your wall, and this time I got silver, which is like number 2, not very great, but who really cares about those things? You're just trying to get to diamond anyway, so anything in between is just gravy. We of course can try again, or you can hit that tweet button, and possibly it'll tweet your score on your Twitter if you're hooked up to that. I don't know if that still works, and I don't want to even try it, because I not hooked up to... Oh no, this is my iPad now. So it probably might work, but I don't want to look like a fool by clicking that and then it not working. So see, I'm already much calmer now. I've occupied my mind with something, and I'm airing my grievances like a good Festivus adventure. Super Brian. I'm using Super Brian a lot. But for some reason I feel like because of the hat, he's going to get hit more, even though it's still the same hit area. And, yeah. So, I'm just going to try and get 400 little Canadian Maple Leafs, and see if I can't unlock Brian. So yeah, the album is called Bones of Things. You can go pick that up, it's pretty great. I believe it's on the Spotify and iTunes, whatever else music comes on now. They seem like the kind of band that would have a vinyl somewhere. So not much happens. Like I said, I did this in a week and it was like, hey, if people actually play this, I'll put in some more enemies and more costumes, more, damn it, more background, because basically the background just kind of changes color a bit here and there, and then after a certain point it just stays, because I'm like, I don't know how to program. I can program it up to like 200 miles, I think it goes to. Platinum, pretty good. Also, you can get pretty good, like basically I think I have all these trophies. If I did, when I didn't have them, they're like transparent or grayed out or something. It's 381. Still need a few more Maple Leafs. They're of course a Canadian band, so they're running through Toronto, as I'm sure they do in real life. Mike's always meeting crazy celebrities. I mean, he like went to high school with these guys, but one day Mike was like, "Hey, you know who Ernie Hudson is?" Like, yeah, of course I know who Ernie Hudson is. He's the guy from Congo. Like the what? You mean the guy from Ghostbusters? Yeah, yeah, he's that too. He's from like everything in The Crow and whatever. He's everywhere. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. And everything you want to be. He's the greatest guy in the world. He's like, well, I'm going to like this comic convention down in San Francisco or wherever he was going, somewhere near there. And restart to get back to the costumes. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be hanging out with my friend. But he said like he asked me if it's cool. Like, I hope you don't mind that we have to hang out with Ernie Hudson for a little while. Like, what do you mean? Like, nothing you're saying makes sense. Like, are you have to hang out with Ernie Hudson for a little while? You didn't win a contest, and unless it's like a Saw type of situation where you have to be chained to Ernie Hudson while he cuts a key out of you. Like, I don't know what is so crazy. Like, why? I mean, you're going to the comic convention. I assume you mean like maybe he'll be at the table next to you, or your friend, like he's staying with your friend, and you're also staying with your friend. You're like, oh, sorry, man. I know I promised you the spare bedroom, but Ernie Hudson needs it, so that's what it was sounding like. And he was like, I don't know. I have no idea what it means. He just said like, sorry. Like, did you tell him you don't? That's not a thing you're supposed to apologize for. So then Mike ends up hanging out with Ernie Hudson. It's just like, what does that mean? He's like, I don't know. Like, he was just there, and I guess he had nowhere else to go, or and didn't want to hang out with weirdos, so he ended up with us weirdos. That part still doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It didn't end up being like, hey, we're forced to hang out with Ernie Hudson for the whole day or anything. But they did have to hang out with Ernie Hudson. Oh, and the further you get in the game, the more of the song you hear, unless you want to just sit on the menu and listen to it. But I think it's awesome. So he asks him some questions. He tells Ernie Hudson about me for whatever reason. Ernie Hudson records a phone message for me, and signs this picture that says, "I'm your great white hunter," which is, I believe, a line from the movie. Okay, thanks. That's awesome and crazy. So I literally have like a phone message from Ernie Hudson, and an autographed picture that from Mike's Adventures, and I've made a video game for this band, and they were super into it. Ooh. What else did I make here? I made most of the stuff on here. This one doesn't like really always work, depending on what you're playing it on. If you're playing it on an Android device, it gets real spaced apart. It's just a snake game. Like, I literally grabbed a template. I messed around with it for quite a while because a lot of the templates were super broken, and me not knowing what I'm doing was like, I did it. I turned this template into a game that has my artwork in it. But there's always like crazy restrictions, and everything's just unbelievable. Like, I don't know. I'm showing you these. I have no idea if you can still download these in the App Store at all. But I'm also trying to find Ernie Hudson, and I'm making you watch me scroll through things because I can't play the game and scroll at the same time. It's not a there's no auto fight button in this. I honestly, I can't believe I can't find this. All right. I don't know. Maybe I'll let it in later. Let's not waste our time. So, Mike wanted to make a bunch of sushi-based games, and I'm like, all right, cool. Here's some sushis, and then I'm like, I'm gonna reuse these again into this snake template. So it's fairly awkward, as you can see, and there's bombs that show up. You don't want to get exploded by them. It's all just hand-drawn, just flat animations, no fancy 3D or anything cool. It's honestly one of my favorite games that I've made. It's beyond simple. I hate to say it, but like, the people with the Blackberries that have nothing to play except the Snake game, I can play the Snake game for hours. I don't know why. It's this is it. Like, nothing else is gonna really happen except it's gonna get real difficult when we run out of room to house this snake, this dragon body. So yeah, snaps. The way we made money with these games was there's just ads. There's just some ads that pop up, but I don't think they pop up anymore because we were just like, oh, who cares? Let's disable it. And whatever. It's literally just kind of a test thing. Like, it's not, it's. I mean, I'm playing it. It's kind of like a real game, but it's not a real game. Like, it wasn't part of the. And the dragon explodes. So I won a trophy. I got the Emerald Trophy, which is pretty good. That's like 3 away from being the highest on here. Same deal, tweet button. All of these kind of built under the same mechanic. The mechanic that is, I don't know how to really build games, but I did it anyway, and they don't require the internet to run. Which, although, like I said, I do have the internet, but a friend does not let another friend's upload. Go unupload it. I made the music for that last one too, just like with GarageBand. And this one, I totally made the music for. I think I put it through a bit of a synthesization to make it sound a bit more 8-bitty. But I made this kind of a crazy rap song with this cat, and you can go find that on YouTube. It's called Super Epic Rap Battle. You might want to put the word Milo in there too to find it, even to be your first hit. But this is yet another template, yet another story. If it works. Ooh, I don't know if this one works anymore. No, I was just playing it the other day. It has to work. It has to work. I'm gonna try and load it again. Or maybe I was playing it on my phone. It's basically a avoid the danger with your finger game. Tap it. Oh, there we go. So here we go. Originally, these were like spinning tops with saw blades on them, and the sides of the walls were all just crazy 8-bit saw blades, and it was awesome. It was like a classic, Nintendo game where you just avoid the saw blades. And if you did get hit, Milo's little head would get cut off, and he would just sit there in the exact same pose, and little blood particles would spurt out. And I was very proud of myself because it took me forever to figure out how to do particles, and then I did, and then there they were. And those particles shooting off of his head. Same deal again, same mechanic, copy and paste, trophy system. It's a great song. And again, the longer you go, the more of the song you hear. So the first bit is just, this beat kind of chilling, and then, some verses start dropping, and it gets kind of crazy. the cat goes nuts and he's no longer lazy. And those aren't the words from that song, but I don't care. I wrote it, so I can't be wrong. And then you dodge these things. Oh, anyway, the end of the story is iTunes was like, hey, you can't chop a cat's head off and then put it in the iTunes store. It's not cool. And I'm like, no, you're not chopping cats' heads off. You're trying to keep his head from getting cut off. And Mike was like, I'm not saying that. iTunes just said no, and we'll accept that. It's iTunes. You don't say no to iTunes. And I'm like, can we just say no to iTunes once? It'll be fun. It's just for this dumb thing. Who cares? And later that day, I think I've told this story. I'm like, what about this game where you play a cat and you shoot dog heads until they explode into a million pieces? What about that? And same deal. It's just like, still not gonna fight iTunes. Okay, so what if I make it about water? And I did. And this has been a whole episode, and these are the games I know. I have some more. I'll show you some more of the my failures that still work on my iPad, and maybe you can play them if you want to go try and find them. It's called Save My Milo. Some boob jiggling at the top of the game. There used to be an old version as well before I knew how to fix this template, where these things just kept getting faster and faster and faster. And I mean, they do get faster and faster, but not at the rate that they were. So every time you died, you couldn't reset the speed, so you'd be starting at whatever level, and then it would get faster there, died, and then get faster again, till it was going like, you died 5 times, it was 7 million miles an hour. And I fixed it, and that's the version that's out today, which is still fairly hard. I'm up at best score 54. Back when a few people were playing it and posting their scores. And again, if you can play it, let me know your score, see what you can do. And oh, by the way, that song is rife with swearing. The most swearing you'll ever hear in a song today, probably. So sorry about that if you already went and looked at the song, and then you came back like, oh my god! Spoiler alert, it's wicked offensive. Like, nothing but offensive. This cat is a horrible, horrible jerk. I just happen to do his voice and do not represent the words that he says most of the time. At least in the song, anyway. Everywhere else. But yeah, this has been video games and panic attacks. Please, go get Dragon Fighters. Download it, love it, share it, build yourself a level. There are always lots of people that need levels to be burdened with, aside from the levels that Andrew's created. You could be one of those people. A level is called the castle, and it can be as mazy and crazy as you want. You just have to, work at it, just like any other game. And I'm gonna try and breathe for a minute, then get ready for meetings and making more video games. Thanks for joining me in my panic attack, and I think it's okay now. I think I'm okay. Huh? That wasn't too bad. We got through it. It's like a trip to the dentist. You're pretty sure you're gonna die, but then you don't die. Like, you don't die at all. You're just like, hey, dentist, what was that all about? That was gross. Like, that was real gross. That weird, like, rubber thing you put in my mouth to do the stuff. Sorry, I should have warned you. I was about to throw up on you, but I didn't throw up. You didn't molest me. Nobody died. There was only some blood when you were stabbing at me with your things. But that's to be expected. Or so you say. And, you know. Just gonna breathe and get back on the internet. Play the game I'm supposed to. Play the game you're supposed to. Dragon Fighters. Listen to my podcast too. It's the No Such Thing as Grownups.com part.